Trapping, we capping, no trapping. Huh, I
What's
wanna
up,
feel the
Trigger
beat, no
TV?
capping.
Let's
We
go. Welcome,
trapping on this beat,
everybody.
and I'm flowing on this beat. No
Welcome to
time,
Trigger
here I go.
TV, you
I'm free to
guys. Come
flow
on
with
up
each
in
and
here.
every
Good
ticket of time.
morning.
Dropping up
Happy
this beat, and
Monday.
I'm flowing up this fucking rhyme.
Yes, we are
Heat it up,
here.
I'm eating up,
Let's
even though
go.
I'm heating up. My name is Bigger the
Let's
V, and
go.
yes,
Let's
I'm
go.
gonna
Let's go.
heat
Let's
it up.
go.
No, I'm not a rapper, and I'm capping on this Bigger the beat. Don't you know I'm
What's
freestyling?
going
Yes, I'm
on,
coming here to
everybody?
heat,
Good
bringing all the
morning.
heat
Get your
from
coffee.
parts
Get
humanity.
everything
Yeah,
ready.
I'm flicking the
We're
flowing
about to
on the
break down this
bigger the beat.
Shelby
What you
Hewitt
know
story.
about me?
So
Yeah, I'm
let's get
coming
into
hard,
the
hard.
business
Don't you
and
know
let's
I'm
get
coming
this shit
hard
cracking
on
real
this
quick.
ticket of
Let's
time,
go.
time. What you know about this
Uh-huh.
time bomb? I'm coming hard, hard.
Let's go.
92 to the woman of the
Let's go.
power.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
I
Let's
come
go.
power to the hour of the
Uh-huh.
woman. It is I. When I ask the fat, I get
Let's
no
go.
replies. Plies. When
Get
I
up in
come on this
here.
beat, I'm flicking the phone with fly, fly,
Uh-huh.
fly.
We're
I
gonna
put your
talk about
ass in the
Shelby Hewitt
motherfucking
this
sky,
morning. We're
sky.
gonna
Here
talk
we
about
go.
this.
Hurt humanity.
That's
We do
right.
it right. Yeah, we kind of slide through. Yeah, we kind of do it right. What you know about it? We can come
Oh yeah,
backwards.
we
We
coming
can come
backwards on this one.
sideways. We can come slideways.
Oh
We can
yeah.
come slide in your shit, in your wide ways.
Oh yeah,
What
we
you know
slide in our
about this?
wide ways
We
on
can
this one,
come
you guys. We
side,
gonna drop it like
drop
it's
it
hot.
like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it
Yeah,
like you
boy.
not,
What's
not.
going
What you
on? That's right. What's going on? Trigger TV mob members in the fucking building. Stand up. What's up, Trigger TV? What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. I am back in effect. I think I'm fully back in full effect, okay? With no glitches, no snitches, and nobody is getting no stitches except for maybe this Shelly Hewitt, social worker that is now in custody. She might be getting some stitches if she's not isolated, okay? But you know what? Before we drop the story, you guys, welcome to Trigger TV. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to the damn zone. We about to get into it real quick. So let's go ahead and drop these disclaimers real quick. You guys remember that this is only for entertainment. I'm not here to entertain you with this story. I'm kind of mad about this. So let's go ahead and drop get some of these lovely disclaimers out the way, okay? Now, you guys know, and I know you all know, so we're not gonna play this game like you don't know, because you know, and if you don't know, you're gonna find out real quick, okay? Trigger TV is never, ever for kids, okay? Understand or believe that. Never for kids. So get those precious, beautiful babies off to work, okay? I call work school, okay? All right? Work to school, baby. Get them off to school. Content warning, okay? I do want to tell you that the following video contains material that may be harmful and traumatizing to some audiences. Listen, this was traumatizing to me, okay? I was traumatized. Yes, I was. There's your copyright disclaimer on this one, baby, because she hit this out the ballpark. Let me tell you what we're repping, guys. We are repping in codes, and let me tell you how we're coming, bringing one heart, one mind, okay? This is the mission statement for the whole damn platform and for my whole entire life and family too. Bring one heart, you guys, one mind, one soul together, one day at a time, providing love and support to victims of violent crimes and family members grieving their loved ones due to their stories being untold. You hear me? Now, I said due to their stories being untold, okay? We definitely want to bring back a sense of humanity to help all communities in any way possible in the violence. Okay? We do want to do that, and we are going to do that. Okay? That is what we are here for. This red app is not just here to just play pity, ya, big sister. Bless. Welcome to the building, baby. We love you. What's going on, ya? Nice and clear and echoing a bit. All right. Yeah, that's what you're here for, ya. Let's get this echo out the way. Okay? I don't like this yeah, I don't like it. Hold on one second to get the echo out the way, but we did get some nice equipment. We got all new equipment. Be tired of the lagger. We can't be lagging. Let's get this echo. Let's knock this echo up out of here real quick. We'll get this echo under control. This is damn high tech bullshit. Excuse my language. We got to get monetized, get the monetization under control. It's the high tech microphone that looks like a penis in my face. Okay, you know I don't like things that are shaped like this. You know, 'cause even when I hit my vape, it just don't feel right. Sucking on like a pacifier, like like a pee pee. You know what I mean? Like a pee pee. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me quit tripping. They get the echo out the building. Let's get the echo out the building, baby. Hold on, they get the echo out the building. I know I'm already started. I'm started. All right, we are taking care of this echo real quick, okay? Take care of it. All right. There we go. See, I think the echo's gone. There we go. How does that sound? Let me know if we're nice and clear. We ready and steady because we about to rock the boat real quick with this one. You guys, this lady, let me let me just get into this, okay? Because I can't even tell you. I can't even. That's what I'm gonna say to y'all. Okay, okay. This is what I'm gonna say to y'all. No motive. No motive. I'm looking for one. No motive. Somebody tell me why. It's gone good, yeah, yeah. That's why you in the building. Big J, where you at? Baby, baby. Wake up. You coming. Anyway, listen, this let's let's tap. Let's tap and rock the boat real quick here. Let me share my screen with you. See, last time I did my live, I realized when I dropped it, my apologies to all of you guys, I did not share the damn screen with you. And that's not, yeah. So I was sitting here rubbing my live, going all hard, and I wasn't seeing nothing. I seen nothing. I was like, that's garbage. So we're going to make sure today that we share the screen with you guys so that you can see what I see. Okay? Because what I see is not favorable to the eye. We need to, yeah. It's time for us to take action. We got to stop shit like this. Number one, she was a social worker, 32 years old. Let me give you a little bit of background, okay? You're about to hear it all. Trust and believe that. Let me make sure that on both sides the screen is being shared. Yes, it is. Put one in the chat if you see the screen being shared. I see it. I see it. You see my little Scooby Doo cup? Look at the little Scooby Doo cup. Look, if you're gonna drink out of a mug, get your coffee, get your snacks, and get your Scooby Doo now. All right. No, no, no. We don't want her up there. We want her up there. All right, let's go. So let's get into this real quick, you guys. No motive. And I'm pretty upset about it. Let's go ahead and get this cracking. I don't want to hold you no further. All right. Each stream is not going to be any longer than 45 minutes. We got to get in and get out. Get in, get out. Okay. Good morning to everybody in the bushes. Okay. I'm talking to you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning. I hope you guys are doing your thing. I hope that things are going well for everybody. I hope everybody is feeling blessed and highly favored. Because if you're not feeling blessed and highly favored, I want you to know that you are. Okay. You are blessed and highly favored, even in the event that you don't feel like that. All right. So that's something I want to let you know. Let's get this cracking real quick. Give me 1 second. Let's go ahead and get everything right on kill. Let's go ahead and let's get her done. All right, let's go. Let's get this screen share for you and let's get it popping real quick right here and right now.
We're learning new information about the woman accused of pretending to be a student at 3 different high schools in Boston. As WBZ's Christina Rex reports, investigators believe she may have been involved in other crimes.
Ma'am, do you have anything you want to say?
Shelby Hewitt was silent as she left her arraignment Tuesday. The 32-year-old Canton woman is accused of posing as a 16-year-old and then a 13-year-old and attending multiple Boston public schools for the last academic year.
Very betrayed.
This teen befriended her at Burke High School. She says they had class together and talked on the phone often.
She just kind of seemed normal, like nice, sweet, quiet.
Prosecutors allege Hewitt used her position as a social worker with the Department of Children and Families to instead create a fake identity as a teen in DCF custody, with fake emails, documents, and phone numbers used to enroll in school.
This intricate but false narrative of being an extremely traumatized child with significant special educational needs and emotional needs.
In reality, she's a 32-year-old with several degrees. This 2016 UMass commencement program shows her master's degree is in school counseling.
This is clearly a mental health case.
Hewitt's attorney says she has serious mental health issues and is in treatment. And he believes the focus should be on Boston Public Schools and how his client slipped through the cracks.
I can certainly understand the outrage the parents would feel.
Thank you, Kim. Patsy, let me ask you guys a question. And I'm just gonna, these lives are 45 minutes and that's it. But listen, why are our social workers, psychiatrists, therapists, doctors, people in the field not getting mental health evaluations before they obtain their master's degree and their license in order to work in these states? That's my first question. We got to start asking ourselves that, because she was really sick. She didn't just go to one school. She didn't just go to 2 schools. She went to 3, 4, 5, 6. Watch. Pay attention. I got all the info. Let's go.
I certainly would feel the same as a parent if my child was in a school.
What's going on? Welcome to the building, baby.
WBZ asked Mayor Wu, who says there are strict protocols in place that Hewitt skirted with her inside knowledge of the system.
There were serious breaches that occurred here, and our public school student safety is the most important priority of Boston.
Shelby Hewitt is out on bail, and her trial is set for September 2024. In the meantime, she's ordered to stay away from any social work, any schools, and anybody under the age of 18.
That's it?
In Boston, Christina Rex, WBZ News.
Yeah, what's her motive? Let's go. We're going to keep on going. Oh, listen, we got a few theories, and so does live crime and all them. We got a few theories. I got a few theories, and so do they. And I think they're hitting right in the right ballpark. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see what her attorney.
Well, new here at 6, the woman accused of posing as a student in Boston schools was back in court today. Shelby Hewitt's accused of pretending to be a high school student at 3 different schools last year. She is facing fraud and forgery charges. In court today, her attorney says Hewitt has mental health issues, but did not disclose or reveal a possible motive. The school district says there's no evidence that.
Have you guys ever noticed every time somebody gets caught right in the mix doing something, it's always a mental health issue? Okay? All right? All right? All right? I love that I got my king and my queen in the building. This is dope. I got my king and my queen in the building, okay? These two been waiting for me to come back live, okay? I'm so glad that I'm back. My king and my queen are in the building giving me support, okay? It's been a minute since I've been back. Thank you to my king and my queen, King J and Queen Yaya Bless, baby. Thank you guys for giving me the strength, checking on me. I love you guys, and I just wanted to give you that shout out. I love you very much. Thank you for checking on me. Trig was very sick, okay? And I'm still on bed rest till January 11th. But I ain't having it. I got to come back. They think that my channel gone. Somebody done killed me off. They done threw me away. You know what I'm saying? They done ran me up out of here. They done lost their damn mind. Hell no, I ain't going nowhere. I won't go. Okay, let's go. Let's get into it. Shit.
That students or staff were harmed. Hewitt posted bail. She's been ordered to stay away from all schools.
Now, Ashley, let's go.
Prosecutors in Boston say a social worker pretended to be a traumatized teen in the foster care.
Now you're about to get all the business, so listen up. This is the 15-minute clip. Let's really talk about what she did now.
System and managed to enroll in several local schools before she got caught. We're talking with forensic psychiatrist Dr. Daniel Bober about what on earth is going on here. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. This is a new one, to say the least. Prosecutors in Boston, they are laying out a damning and bizarre case against 32-year-old former social worker Shelby Hewitt after they say she went to extreme lengths to pose as a teenager and attend local schools. You heard me right. Yeah. In court this week, she pleaded not guilty to 9 charges related to forgery and fraud. You see, while Hewitt was pretending to be a 9th grader and later a 7th grader, court documents say she had already attended college and graduate school and worked for the Department of Children and Families. She resigned back in February of this year. But according to prosecutors, the scheme started 2 years ago, and Hewitt allegedly pretended to be a child in need in DCF custody. But at the same time, she kept on collecting her state salary of $54,000 a year. Now you might be asking, how did she allegedly do this, right? Well, prosecutors say that she had to forge all sorts of documents to keep this elaborate scam going. She allegedly created her own website domain to send emails from email addresses that looked very similar to the official DCF email address. She then pretended to be 2 different DCF workers, Michael Kornetsky and Michelle Delphi. And she did that to get herself enrolled in both a behavioral treatment center and Boston Public Schools. In fact, to get herself into the Walden Behavioral Treatment Center, she allegedly impersonated as a real child who was in state custody, stole this person's identity. Now, according to the statement of facts, she allegedly enrolled as a 16-year-old student at Jeremiah E. Burke High School in the fall of 2022, where she actually joined the girls' basketball team. Here's a side note. She apparently chose the number 32 for her jersey, her age, remember? Then she requested a transfer to Brighton High School. In June of 2023, she allegedly enrolled under a different name at English High School in Jamaica Plain, this time posing as a 13-year-old.
This intricate but false narrative of being an extremely traumatized child with significant special educational needs and emotional needs.
So Hewitt is charged with various crimes, including
So listen, here's my first thing. I just want to ask you guys, why would she pose as a traumatized child in a school setting like that? Okay. Yeah, I want to know her motive. I've been trying to figure it out. Yeah. Yesterday I was going to drop and I'm like, I don't have a motive. It's either going to be really good or really bad. Okay. No motive. They're trying to, play the mental health thing. But my thing is, why would you pose as a mental health patient? For what? Why are you posing like that? Like that you need attention. So I'm thinking that number one, they're coming up with either she had a horrible high school life and she wanted to relive it, go back to prom, I don't know, do the whole high school experience again. Okay, but this lady was still making $54,000 as a social worker. She was going around playing to be a 7th grader, an 8th grader, and 9th grader. Okay, so she was in middle schools too doing it. She was also in high school doing it too. But what is her motive? So I'm thinking that she definitely has mental illness, but that was a danger to those kids. And she definitely watched too much Orphan. You damn right about that. Yeah, they're never going to, absolutely. Exactly. They're going to try and sweep underneath the rug, slap her with some probation. Why do you have a master's degree? Why are you licensed, to work with kids and families? And look at what you're doing. That was a risk to the to the safety of those kids that were in there. You know what I'm saying? That definitely was a risk. I don't care how you look at it. It was. It was a risk. It was a risk. It was a risk. Okay, to have this orphan in here. She played orphan for all these kids, and she didn't just do 1 school, 2 schools, 3. She did 3 schools in 1 year. Okay, so watch Sidebar break it down. Sidebar is going to break it down, but still, after they break it down, no motive. I think she's clinically insane.
Document forgery and identity theft.
Listen,
her lawyer has said that Hewitt has a long documented history of mental health issues and is getting treatment.
I can certainly understand the outrage that parents would feel. I certainly would feel the same as a parent if my child was in a school that wasn't being properly supervised?
By the way, how was she found out? I know you're probably wondering that. Well, turns out that an administrator saw all these problems in her registration paperwork after someone posing as her father tried to get her transferred out of English high school. Again, someone posing as her father. And reportedly, not only that, students started seeing there were discrepancies in her story. They even found her yearbook photo from when she actually attended Sharon High School. For now, Shelby Hewitt is out on $5,000 bail, and her trial is scheduled for September of next year. She's required to stay away from social work, any schools, and anyone under the age of 18. Let me bring in right now forensic psychiatrist Dr. Daniel Bober. Doctor, great to have you here. My gosh. You know what I'm going to ask you? If she really did do this, why?
Well, she certainly exposed cracks within the system. And I actually think it was pretty ingenious on her part to be able to do this and to pull this off. But, you know, when I see this case, it reminds me of actually two different movies. It reminds me of the movie Never Been Kissed with Drew Barrymore, where she's an undercover reporter and she goes back to high school. And also the movie 21 Jump Street.
And 22 Jump Street, just to be clear. But
Right. Sorry, 22 Jump Street. Or maybe 32 Jump Street.
It was 21, 22. They'll probably make a 23rd, but yeah.
Exactly. But the point is that they go back to high school.
Exactly.
And
Super low. Why?
besides the plot of
Why?
what they're trying
Big
to
risk.
accomplish in the movie,
Absolutely.
they find out
Big
that
risk.
high school was not all that a pleasant experience.
Big
And
risk.
so you see all this trauma that they experienced in high school that bubbles up to the surface and they become very triggered by it. So
Listen.
perhaps this individual is someone who either had a very, very
Hey, I like
nasty
the
high
new
school
profile picture.
experience
So
and went back to try to do it right the second time, or what Sigmund Freud called repetition compulsion, which is going back to a previous trauma to try to achieve mastery over it. Or maybe the opposite is true. Maybe she had a wonderful high school experience and those were the greatest years of her life. And because she's so miserable now and so depressed,
I
she
beg
wanted
to
to relive
differ.
that.
So
Beg to
interesting. The
differ.
reason we're saying this, no motive has been laid out. I was curious if it had something to do with her past high school experience.
Here we go.
Could
with
it
this-
also be,
the
and
the
I am no
portion of a
forensic
motive.
psychiatrist, that's what we call you for. Could it be, it was
Here we go with this portion of a motive. Okay. All right. Look at that stone face. She looks nuts. Absolutely. Listen. I think that she is in some type of psychosis. Okay, for her to be doing this. Okay. But I also think that she's in her right mind, because how the hell can you forge all these documents and set up all this stuff and be insane and not in your, they're saying that she had a psychosis. She could have fell into a psychosis and not known what she was doing. You do know what you're doing. These are legal documents that you're forging, ma'am. You know what you're doing. You got to know what you're doing in order to get this stuff popping like this. So yeah, there's definitely a clinically insane, but they're going to go for the insanity plea. And I see this, and I don't like this, because you know what? At the end of the day, you know what you did. Look at her face, and she is not playing. Got a pregnant forehead. I mean, she does not look like she is. She posed as a seventh grader. Okay, so that's why I put that in the thumbnail. Posed as a seventh grader first, eighth grader, ninth grader, high school. Like, what the hell was she doing? That is a risk to children. To have a 32-year-old sitting in a seat next to my seventh grader. My child's in seventh grade. So I would feel violated to have a grown-ass woman sitting next to my child, befriending my child and eating lunch with my kids. The hell? You ain't got no PTA badge. Why the hell are you there, lady?
a simpler time in life. If you go back to that,
You know, lost
you
your
had your
damn
school
rabbit-ass
classes, you had
mind.
friends.
Lord,
Obviously
have
she's still an
mercy
adult. She's got to pay her
on
bills.
your
She's got
soul.
rent. But the point is like, is it going back to that simpler time in life? Maybe not even just what happened to her in high school, but like a simpler time of existence when you're a young child.
Well, I think all of us feel, or a lot of us feel, that when we were younger, it was a simpler time. And yes, it was a simpler time because we had less responsibility. And now we're adults and we have jobs and we have bills to pay and we have adult relationships to negotiate. But
Not
this could
her.
just also be someone who is severely mentally ill, because if you think about why she did this, there's no obvious motive. In other words, there's no secondary gain. She didn't do it for money. And she went through a lot of trouble in order
$54,000
these
a year.
documents and to
No.
expose these cracks in the system. And you have to wonder, what gratification is she getting from this? Did she just enjoy the thrill of being able to negotiate her way through the system? And
we got to ask ourselves why did they not catch it? Why did they not catch these fake documents, these fake birth certificates? This is part of the school's fault too. Absolutely, Big J. This story is crazy. Yeah. How did you pose as a seventh, eighth, ninth grader, going to school with these kids and stuff with all these fake documents? Why are we not checking these documents? Kids got to have shot records, all this stuff to get enrolled in school. I understand you're a social worker, but you a pimp too. When it comes to the paperwork, they didn't do their job either. Because there's no way that that lady should have been let in that school like that. Charge it to the game. They didn't do their job, and she got by for a minute. Okay, let's go.
Fly under the radar? Was that it? I think there's something deeper going on here, and it probably has to do with her previous trauma. But obviously, she's very troubled. But clearly, she knew what she was doing here, because there were attempts to obviously fool the system to conceal her crime. But again, it's one of those things where the more complicated you make it, it becomes more believable. But ironically, it also becomes easier to expose. So I think that's what's happening here.
Now, as far as I saw in my research, you might have seen something different. Although her attorney says that she's had this history of mental health challenges, was it specific what those challenges were, what she was diagnosed with? Or if not, if you didn't see it and I didn't see it, based on this alleged behavior,
guys, make sure you smash that like button. I don't care how many people are in the building. Smash the like button, guys.
To
very important. Like
we're
coming back.
Literally a
algorithm. We're going live.
We're
Smash that like
button.
button.
Like schizophrenia.
Bush baby stew. Let's go.
Substance
You're popping in and out.
Or personality disorder, like borderline personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder. Someone who has trouble with negotiating relationships, has a fear of abandonment, who, goes the whole spectrum of either idealizing people or devaluing them, who has very unstable emotions. Somehow, some way, this has meaning to her. Somehow she got gratification or got something for this. Otherwise, she wouldn't have gone through the trouble of doing it. So it clearly does something for her. We just don't know exactly what that is.
By the way, I want to make it clear, there's another possibility too. Could it be being around young children? I hate to say it, but I also thought about that as well. And to be clear, there is harm to other students. Well, not other. She's not a student. There is harm to the students of her being there. So, right? I mean, if we could talk about those 2 points, maybe the aspect of being near minors, but also the aspect of the harm to the students.
Maybe not necessarily in a sexual way, but maybe she enjoys the power differential. Maybe she enjoys knowing everything that she knows and pulling the strings and pulling the wool over their eyes. And maybe she enjoys that power in some way.
I read one account that they thought she was very smart. She knew the homework. She knew what to do. Do you think that is going into that power dynamic? Maybe the fact that she was so advanced.
So I don't know that she was advanced, but what she did was something that probably any worker who's a state worker who knows the system would do. So she knows all the cracks in the system. She knows all the places that she can slip in. And she's a trained social worker. So she's been trained in mental health. She knows the types of patients that would present in this situation. And she knew that being a foster child would get her instantaneous admission because it's federal law. So I think this is just someone who maybe wasn't necessarily an evil genius, if you will, but it was someone who had the training and had the knowledge and experience
to get
what she wanted, and doing it in a nefarious and a surreptitious way.
But to be clear, this is harmful to their classmates, right? They said that they were shocked, disturbed to find out what happened.
I don't know, because we don't know.
I might pull off a documentary on this one. It's going to be Orphan Part 8.
What she told them. We don't know how close she got to them. Clearly, it's not going to boost their faith in humanity in any way. I've heard back when I was in college, there was someone who was in high school who faked their transcripts and got into Yale, and they were in Yale for a year with a B average. I remember his name too.
Unbelievable.
And the way he got caught was he started telling people that he was on a minor league baseball team, and they started looking him up, and the whole story fell apart. And it was kind of funny because here's this guy that had no qualifications to get into Yale, but was doing it for a year with a B average. So that also sort of brought the whole mystique of the Ivy League into focus. but I think, but the point is, yes, I mean, I think for the other students that she came into contact with, again, this was not over video, this was in person. I do think it was harmful to them.
Yeah. Especially at a young age, right? You're dealing with trust issues as is. You talked about, here's something that I find interesting. When we talk about mental health, we always have that conversation about the person really understand what they were doing. This was an elaborate scheme, impersonation, forgery. So as much as this could have been motivated and caused by mental illness, there was a conscious effort. There was a conscious understanding that what she was doing was illegal, right?
Yes, that's really what it comes down to, knowing the difference between
Absolutely.
right and wrong. And even if she was
She
mentally
knows
ill,
the
even if,
difference.
she was out of touch with reality, there shows on her part a very methodical effort to conceal her identity, to forge
Those
these
drinks in the fridge?
documents. It requires a lot of planning, a lot of forethought to get this done. This was not something that she did
Unbelievable.
where she didn't know what she was doing, in my opinion.
I have to ask you about the defense because you would wonder what they would say. And their defense attorney, and obviously it's still kind of in the early stages, but the defense attorney said, quote, obviously, Miss Hewitt is a young lady who's got significant mental health challenges. That's abundantly clear. What's not abundantly clear is how whatever happened was allowed to happen at the Boston public school system for as long as it was. I find that to be a very interesting statement from a defense attorney, almost acknowledging what your client did, but putting the blame on the school system, which I think is fair, because the question I always had is how were
And you know something else, you guys, that's crazy too. I don't know if they mentioned it, if you guys missed that part, but check this out. So she also had somebody pose as her father, okay, trying to get her out of the Boston school system and have her transferred to another school system this year. So they're an accomplice to this. So I'm trying to figure out what their name is and why are they not involved in the story? Whoever the man is that poses her father, because he knew about the scam. So where's he? What's his name? We need more details. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to follow the story until we get more details. This is crazy. Who posed as a father trying to get her out? Keep on listening. Yeah, that part, Big J. You damn right. Absolutely. Let's go.
they able to be fooled for so long? Did they not know that she was older than she said? So, two parts there. What you think about what the defense said, and number two, how do you think so many people were fooled?
I think that's a good defense attorney. I think basically
Fake
he's taking the burden
documents.
off her and putting it onto the school system, which I think is something a good attorney would do if they're zealously representing you. As far as people not knowing and as far as how she was able to pull it off, I think it's one of those things where the system is not really designed for someone like this, for someone who knows all the ins and outs and all the intricacies. And they're able to fool the system because it's not, it's not Fort Knox, it's not a bank, it's a school system. So there probably are not safeguards in place that are to the level or to the extreme that a motivated person could not be deterred or stopped.
By the way, I mentioned that she may have had help. There was somebody posing as her father trying to get her transferred. That's one of the allegations I
Yep,
read.
there it goes.
If someone was aiding her in this, now I'm starting to also wonder if it's not just some sort of mental disease, this kind of fascination with being back in school, but if it could be something else, some benefit about trying to get in school. I don't know. I mean, yeah, what do you make of that aspect?
Well, then, if he was conspiring with her, I mean, I think actually he's probably in some ways more culpable than she is, because now if he has no history of mental illness and he's just going along with it, he's encouraging it and he's complicit in it, that's someone to me that's at least as culpable, if not more, if he was aiding her in this.
And just to focus again, what you said, the idea that she posed as somebody as a child in need, that was also different, right? That I may not be just be a way to get into the school easier, but also where she wanted to apply this behavioral treatment center, but also the idea that she came from a troubled place. Is that someone who is looking to be a victim?
So I was reading that because she was a foster child and a child in need, that there was some aspect of federal law that would cause her to be admitted quickly than someone else that was just applying off the street. So maybe she did that to get in
Right.
quicker. But, again, she had to know at some level that she was going to be exposed. There were just too many, details that were going on here, and any one of them could have collapsed that would have exposed the whole thing. So again, if I'm her attorney, I'm saying, well, clearly she knew at some point she was going to get caught because the story was so complicated. You know, that old saying, the more complicated the plumbing, the easier it is to stuff it up. I think in this particular case, I think that's true because there were just so many details that were involved that if any one of them fell through, that she would be exposed.
Unbelievable. Dr. Daniel Bober, thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate it, sir. And enjoy watching, 21 and 22 Jump Street.
22 Jump Street, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
of course. I kind of want to see it after this. But yeah, crazy case. Thank you so much.
Let's watch 32 Jump Street. How about that? 32 Jump Street.
All right, everybody, that is all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Thank you so much for joining us. Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get.
Shout out the Sidebar on that one. Let's go.
Boston city councilors called for a hearing about how this could happen. This as a clearer picture emerges of the criminal investigation. This is Shelby Hewitt in her Sharon High School yearbook 16 years ago. She's now 32 years old, charged with forgery and identity fraud for enrolling in and attending 3 different Boston public schools in the last year. She was caught, according to police, after posing as Ellie Alessandra Blake at the English high school.
Unbelievable.
Investigators got a search warrant for a condo in this Jamaica Plain building on Green Street. And inside Hewitt's bedroom, they say they found falsely made, altered, or forged documents from the Lowell Juvenile Court and the Department of Children and Families. Hewitt had previously worked as a DCF social worker. We were at the condo as school officials visited last week. No one answered, but according to city and court records, the owners of the condo are the same people who told school officials they were her parents. Police say the fraudulent scheme unraveled after the man who said he was Hewitt's father claimed he was withdrawing her because of the bullying that his daughter was receiving at school. The school officials grew suspicious because she just enrolled the previous week.
We're working to document everything.
Now, my thing is, why are they not mentioning the person that posed as her father? He is an accomplice in this crime to this 32-year-old in here playing games in these high schools and junior high schools. He should be under investigation as well and in handcuffs as well. Let's go.
Interview many of the people who had interacted with this individual. So it's not only an act of fraud, but also a use of public resources that really should be for our young people.
Now, we've repeatedly reached out to the people who claim to be Hewitt's parents. They have not responded. Hewitt's biological father told me last week she is getting mental health treatment, but he wouldn't comment on this case.
They all say that. They all say that. Let's go. They all say that.
State social worker accused of posing as a student in Boston public schools last year pleaded not guilty to 9 charges in Suffolk.
9 charges, you guys.
But how did a woman in her 30s fool so many people? We got a better idea in court today.
All right, let's
Mary
see.
Marcos joins us live at English High
How's
with
she doing?
details. Mary?
Well, Corey, English High is just one of 3 Boston public schools that she attended last year. And now parents are blaming the superintendent and the mayor for dropping the ball on this.
Mayor and
they want
superintendent.
answers.
I would like to know, why did she do it? What is she getting out of this?
It's a question perhaps only Shelby Hewitt herself can answer.
She's a person who's had a lifelong history of mental health challenges. She's in treatment and she's working towards making herself a better
Are you a
person.
social worker?
Hewitt pleaded not guilty to 9 indictments Tuesday, all around how she forged documents and fooled both the Boston public school system and the state into believing she was a child as young as 13 in DCF custody.
She just kind of seemed normal, like nice, sweet, quiet.
In reality, the defendant was a woman in her early 30s who had attended both college and graduate school and was employed as a social worker.
Hewitt bought the domain name massstate.us with only 2 S's and used it to create 2 fake DCF workers with phony email addresses and phone numbers. Then she used an alias and the real identity of a child in state custody to enroll herself in the Walden Behavioral Treatment Center and 3 different Boston public schools.
The defendant created multiple names and dates of birth for herself to propagate this intricate but false narrative of being an extremely traumatized child with significant special educational needs and emotional needs.
All while collecting her $54,000 salary from the state.
I can certainly understand the outrage the parents would feel. I
Like in a
certainly would
paycheck,
feel the
breaking
same
the
as a
law.
parent if my child was in a school that wasn't being properly supervised.
Now, Hewitt was released on a $5,000 cash bail she had previously posted. She was also
Identity
issued
theft, you're
several
absolutely
stay-away
right.
orders,
Yeah,
including from
charged for
all
that too.
schools and children under the age
Need to
of
throw the book at
18.
this one.
Her case is set to go to trial in the fall. Live in Jamaica Plain, Mary Marcos, NBC 10 Boston.
Thanks.
Okay, yeah, she definitely, most definitely should be going to jail. Yeah, for sure. Without a reasonable doubt. That's it. Seriously, guys, that is it. That is all. She definitely needs to be going to jail. I don't know how she covered all these schools. You know what I mean? Who's playing the daddy? He is an accomplice. He also needs to be catching some charges. They're not mentioning him. But this is a story that is insane, okay? So I definitely wanted to bring it to you guys. Thank you so much for watching Trigger TV. You guys know we love you. You guys know we got to get out of here. You know, we don't want to make our shows 2 hours long like the last one. We got to work on that. But thank you guys so much for joining Trigger TV. We love you. We'll see you on the next one for sure. You guys, make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out. You guys can also support the stream by, sending us a PayPal, heartsforhumanity.com, or even a Cash App, same thing, $ or at the app button. Or you can also super chat us. Please definitely support the channel, you guys. We love you guys. We definitely are going to be doing a follow-up. We are. I want you guys to know what's going on. Now, remember, we are doing something a little bit different. We're dropping trending news during the day. So we are going to be talking about Kanye West and him losing control of Beyonce. Okay, I'm sorry, Bianca, not Beyonce. Bianca, his new wife. So we're going to be talking about that. We have something to drop for you. And then in the evening time or afternoon time, we'll be dropping crime, okay? We just did it backwards because this should have been dropped last night. But, Trey was not in the space, has so much stuff to do with the Sunday. But I'll be back with you later on today, so just get ready for that. I'm going to talk a little bit about Kanye and his new marriage, okay? But she definitely gave his ass an ultimatum, and she is out if he doesn't, survive, okay? She went to Australia, she came back, and she is like, done, son, if he don't knock off this behavior. She's like, I'm not Kim Kardashian. I am Bianca, okay? And she ain't playing no games. So let me just go to you guys out. We are out of here. We love you. We'll definitely see you on the next one. Thank you for rocking and talking with Trigger TV. We love you. We'll see you on the next one. You guys be safe. Make sure you guys love each other and definitely, you know what I'm saying? Just be cool. Be cool. Be easy. Love one another, you guys, and definitely love for each other. We'll see you on the next one. I'm out of here and peace, okay? Love you. Stay safe. Let's go. Let's go. Sometimes life gets tough, and we got to push through. Just one day at a time. 5 minutes at a time, and one day is too much. Thank you for all my mods being in the building.
5 minutes at a time. One day. Like I said,
thank you so much
it's too much.
My king and queen, I love
Let's
you.
go, Trigger.
Everybody in the bushes, shout out to you guys.
Drop.
Like button.
Drop.
We'll be back.
It's like this.
All right, out of here, okay?
Emotionally, physically, it's kind of tough on me when I'm
See
coming
you on the
sliding
next
through emotionally, dropping all this thing that Trigger feels in me. This is why the
I'll see you on the
channel's
next
called
one. We got new
Trigger.
music
It's
coming
built in me.
January
Man, I
1st.
pull the trigger when
Yeah,
emotionally
boy.
it's feeling me. I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
boy.
Trigger,
Still
yeah, it's
messing
part
with
of
us.
me.
We
It's
got
part
it.
of my life of me. Man, all these things has died in
We got
me
new music
one by
coming.
one.
Don't worry.
Man, I lost my family.
Yeah,
Man, it's part of me.
boy.
Let
Let's
me
go.
tell you, Trigger, yeah, it's part of me.
This shit
Hearts
broke my
for
trigger.
humanity. I'm
Load
dropping
up
all
the
these
45
feelings
on
on
this
you,
one.
man.
Let's
Yeah, it's
go.
part of me. I'm telling you, unity.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, come with me.
We
Join
about
with
to
me
get it. Let me
emotionally,
see it, Dan. Let me see
spiritually,
you shake it now.
physically.
Come on.
Yeah,
Shake
rock
it
with
now.
me. Man,
Rock
I'm
with me.
telling you,
Stop with me.
talk
Let's
with
go.
me, rock
Come
with
on.
me, one
That's
by
right.
one. Man, stop
That's
with me,
right. One by
grow
one,
with
you
me.
guys.
Man, yeah,
Let's
it's
build.
part of me. It's part
part of
That's
me,
right.
it's part of me. I'm dropping
Uh-huh.
it
Hit
one
us
by
up in
one.
the
Yeah,
email.
yeah.
Write any
Talk with
questions,
me,
any
walk
stories. Let's
with
go.
me, talk with me,
Uh-huh.
talk with me, talk
Yeah,
with me.
boy, walk with me.
Man, triggered, man. I'm
Yeah,
walking
let's
with you,
walk into a
talking
new
with you,
sector.
man.
Walk with me. Let's
When I'm
go.
dropping these trains,
Let's
man, it's
go.
part of me. I'm
Uh-huh.
giving you a part of me. I'm dropping all this part of me.
Yeah,
Man,
mob
yeah, it's
members, let's
quality.
go.
It's not
Mob members,
quantity.
stand
It's
up.
no part of
We'll be back.
quantity.
All you mob members, come up in here and stand up. I love you guys. Mob members, stand up. I'm out of here. I love you and peace.